Hi there, Blimmerinos. It's Khalid, and I was just putting some foam in this container and a little moss and getting it ready to make the cutest Christmas cottage-inspired wall pocket. If you've never made a wall pocket with us, you're gonna like this because it's so fun to do. A little bit different than a wreath because we're gonna make it inside a container, but I think you're gonna love it. So come on in and let's get started. Make sure wherever you're watching, you're liking, subscribing, following, do all the things so you never miss another video. Make sure you grab a spot on our text list. Just go to textkhalid.com and sign up there, send us VIP, and you can grab a spot and you'll never miss another video. Y'all, I'm gonna show you my theme we're gonna do for this, and I think you're gonna love it. It is snowy berries, and we're gonna use the cutest snowy star in here, some matching snowy berries, so these two are going to be great. And if we're going to have these covered with snow, I think we need some greenery that's snowy and killer, and that's what we're going to put in first. So we'll have the whole supply list available for you, so just make sure you click the link here for that, or head over to khalid.com and check out the supply list. We'll have what you need. So I'm going to start off by breaking down one of these bushes so we are good to go by kind of creating our base with this snowy greenery. So I'm just going to cut this all off here, hopefully. One of them is not letting go. And we're going to start to prep out this area of the design. So I'm visualizing just beautiful snow kind of breaking the edges of the container. So let's start putting this in. Now I already put foam in, so we've got some floral foam in there to let this kind of start popping in. I'm going to make sure that's breaking over the edge. I love when it spills out like that. It makes me so excited to have it spilling out and creeping over the edge. So I'm going to come over here on the other side and just give it a little bend. When you get your supplies from khalid.com, I'm always going to encourage you to use these beautiful wired pieces to kind of shape out your design, because that way you have all this flexibility within the design itself, and it just makes a beautiful piece. So I'm going to keep bringing these in. I want it to be really snowy all around the edge because that's so fun. So I'm just giving these a bit of a bend and we're putting them in. In design school, we have been having so much fun working on Christmas projects and just getting all of the inspiration to decorate our homes. We have students in design school who also sell. So we have sellers who are, of course, vamping up their whole repertoire for Christmas, getting their Etsy shops stocked. And that makes it exciting to have something different here too, besides just a regular container. We're going to use something with a little bit more pizzazz. So I'm just going in here into the foam. I want to make sure I get some height in the back too. I'm going to put a couple of these pieces in first. And we're looking good. Looking good. So I'm going to grab my other snowy bush, and this time I'm going to take and make sure I cut it as long as I can. So these will be just a little bit taller. All right, so I'm going to take them and trim them really long. And when you get things on a bush from khalid.com, you can just come in here and trim them whatever length is necessary for you to have the best success with your design. And I'm always going to be teaching you what is the best. And sometimes we're throwing things at each other. So I want to get at least one piece right in the middle. I'm going to pick the tallest one I've got. I'm going to put it right in the middle. All right, we've got a great shape started out here. Okay, and I want that heavy snow flocked in there. Isn't that pretty? It might be hard to see, but can you see it? Oh my gosh, look how pretty. Oh yeah. All right, this container is starting off great. Now I want to get some longer greenery in the back. So I love this too. This is a snowy flock stem that's got some length and little poofs of pine on it, and that is just too fun. So take this and break it down, and we're going to put some of it in the back too. And I'm going to take the longest two sections off, and then we will come in with this shorter one. So I'll have a shorty and two longs, okay? Now let's put those longs right in the back. That's where I need the height in this container, but I want some movement. So once again, utilize the wires. Just have them kind of coming out and moving around. I love that. And I'm gonna put this one in here on the right side, just popping it in. Yeah, that's exactly what we needed. See, we needed some contrast with the green, and we needed a little depth. And that's what this allowed us to have. Ooh, yeah. So just bend those, and I'm gonna put this one on the left side. And you just want to hear that crunch into the foam. Make sure you're using glue so you can make sure it's going in nice and strong. Perfect. So we got a couple of pieces in on either side. We got a great start here. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to put my major elements in. We are going to be using a bow, and we tied the bow on another video. So we will put the link here. The link's always also in our supply list to our videos. Anytime you go into a supply list, you'll see the video for the bow, the video for the kit, the video for the actual project, whatever it is, it's there. If you see a supply list that's password protected, when it's password protected, you know that it's just for our design school students, so you may not have access to it. But anytime you want to come join design school, you'll get instant access to all of those projects, and you always get a discount on supplies when you're purchasing them from us at Khalees.com. So it is an advantage for being in class because you get first dibs on a lot of things, and you get discounts. Plus, I teach you how to make beautiful projects that are just a little bit higher level, so you can command even a higher price for your pieces. Now, one of our main elements we're putting in this design besides the bow is this star. So I am thinking I would love to have this star kind of breaking the plane of the container and coming over here to the right. I like that idea, and the bow would go over to the left, okay? So keeping that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and get a, this is a piece of wire from one of the stems we're using, or you could use a dowel rod. We're gonna have to add a way to mount this. So I'm gonna put this in to the berries here, and it's got like a foam base. We're gonna glue it into there, and I'm gonna let that kind of set up for a little bit and just let this sit off to the side. I'm gonna put a little bit of, I need a little bit of pine or something to hide that. So I'm just gonna use some Spanish moss to hide that glue. I'm gonna make a little ball, and we're gonna put it on there, and we're gonna just let this set up, okay? So it can be nice and strong before I put it in the arrangement. So we're putting that off to the side, and now we're coming back in, and I'm gonna add the a little bit more of this pine. I want another long piece going right up the back in the middle. So we know that star is gonna go over to the right. So I'm gonna use this one. It's gonna be a little bit taller than everybody else, but we're gonna make sure it just gets to pop out the front and be right in the middle. So give everybody some movement. Oh, I got a little right, a little left, because it's going in the middle. So that'll work great, kind of right at our transition point. And we're gonna put that into the foam down here. I'm getting snow on me. Push it in. Oh yes, and now I've got that nice wispiness. It's snowing. It's snow season. All right, let's see if our star is ready. I think our star is good. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip it in the glue pot. We'll get a little bit of glue right here on the stem, and then we'll put this in. I just want it kind of off to the right, just a little bit here. You want to hear that crunch into the stem nicely. Beautiful. Oh, how cute. I love it. Can you see it? Oh my gosh, look how cute this is. The star is in. The pine is looking good. Now, I need a little bit more of this bright red berry that's on the right. We need a little on the left. So the way we're going to accomplish that is we're going to come in with one of these beautiful berry stems, and I'm just going to trim it where it's long enough to shoot into this gap in the design, but short enough that it doesn't shoot up too high. It's got to balance out with the star. I do want it taller, but not super tall. So I'm going to I'm going to cut it right here where I leave all the berries but two. And guess what? We will save these for to add in as an accent when we put that bow in a minute. Now on this, I want you to take, and this is where the bottom part of the stem came to make that little support. So do that too, so you get a nice support for your star. Give that a twirl in the glue, and then I'm gonna just put it in right here. Okay. Oh my gosh, see how that balances it out so nice? Look how pretty. Oh yeah. Red berries over here, my red star over there. Hey, and we're not done. We're not putting the bow yet. We need to fill this in with more greenery in that mid-ground. And what better than to use a gorgeous silver dollar eucalyptus that is, it's got a light frosting and a little touch of glitter. It looks beautiful in anything you use it in. So we're gonna use that in here. I'm gonna cut these as long as they go because I need some long pieces, and we can always make them shorter. Oh my gosh, I just threw that one on the ground. Okay, now let me pick this one up and we will start putting these in. So take that bush you just cut down. I want you to find whatever's your tallest piece and use that in the center. So let me lay them here. And the tallest piece is going to be this one. Okay? I'm going to run that one right up the middle. Okay? Because we want that to kind of bridge the gap between this beautiful pine and then the gorgeous berries. And in design school, I'm always going to be teaching. We're going to use several different greeneries to have this great contrast with texture. So you're going to see us do that anytime we're creating. I'm going to try to use, and sometimes I'm using multiple greeneries, but they may be just coming on one stem. In this case, they're not. We're using different bushes because they're coming from a couple of different stems. So that situation will change depending on whatever project you're making. But man, it's exciting to have all these great options for Christmas. I'm gonna give that a little bend because I definitely want a nice shape going on. Now I need a little shorter piece to kind of bridge the gap between that one and the center. So we're gonna do that right now. Oh my gosh, how pretty. Tuck this one in. This one can kind of come forward. Oh yeah. Yeah, you are. You're gonna come down here. I want you to kind of come out. I love when things come out. Break the plane of the container and all that. I get too excited. All right. Before we get much further, let's go ahead and get our bow in. So with our bow, she's going to go right about here, and I kind of want her just kind of off to the side. So this piece of flocked eucalyptus will work great to attach her to, okay? If you don't have this, you can always put her own wire on and attach her wherever you want. Now I'm doing this so she's not so high in the arrangement. I like for her to come down here and hang out down lower. Yes. Perfect. And you see she's not centered. She's off to the side. Strictly because this is a design that already has a main element off to that side. So you can see how pretty. Now make sure you look at those finished pictures, but you see how pretty it is already. Oh, thank you, Kali. You are welcome. You are welcome because this is just gorgeous already. And we're not even done. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit of these red berries and we're going to have this second red berry stem kind of work over here to the left. And I'm going to cut it just a little bit longer to kind of give us a little bit more red berry. Since we have the big star over there, let's tuck this in over to the side. And I want to hear that crunch in that foam anytime I'm putting them in. Oh, perfect. Now it's time to add a little bit more of our snowy greenery to fill in between the eucalyptus. So anywhere there was a eucalyptus, I'm going to put a little snowy now, and that's going to go just between them. So there was for those two, and I'll put it between. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. And just pick one of these nice, chunky, fat pieces like this. Look at this, so chunky. I love that. I'm going to put this one in over here. Now this one's going behind the star, but there's still a party going behind the star between those two eucalyptus. Yeah? Party! There's always a flower party going on. I love that. That is looking awesome. Now I want to come out with a little bit of snowy in here towards the center. So I'm going to take my longest piece I have and we're going to give it the biggest bend I can. And then I'm going to have that come right below this eucalyptus spray right here. Next to where we put the red berry star. Just push that in. Oh, perfect. Looks great. All the exciting action going on and beautiful. Let's take a longer piece. I'm going to put it right back here. Just going to keep tucking these in. I want it to be like a snow-a-palooza happen. And there, I'm just pushing that into the foam. And then one more on this side. Now this side is kind of where the red berries are, and I don't want to cover them up too much, so I'm going to go right beside it. Yeah. Oh, it's loaded. It's gorgeous, nice and full. Really, really nice and full. Isn't it looking good? All right, now we are almost done, but we're not quite finished yet. We need to add that detail part, and that is for us going to be these pine pieces here. We need them to work from the foreground. We have them in the background, and they are looking amazing. But to tie this piece together, we got to bring them back to the front. So what you want to do is just take and get some really strong motion, a little bit more than we did in the back, because we want these to kind of reach out, and I want them to be able to kind of come towards us in the design. So that depth and dimension always means more money when you're selling your work, and of course it means a beautiful home when you're just creating it for yourself where it's next level. and your friends are gonna ask, hey, what store did you get this at? And you're like, no, girl, I made that. I made that. They're gonna be like, whoa. You can tell them Khalid taught me. And send them over. Send them over so that way we can all share how much fun it is to create beautiful pieces like this for your home for every season. You deserve it. Okay, I'm pushing this one in and I want that one to come forward. So you see we need those bits of motion and movement. I love it. So pretty. All right, we have just a little bit more of this shiny, sparkly silver dollar eucalyptus. We're gonna put that right in the middle. And I'm gonna let that, because we kind of created this line going here to the front, to the back, and we're gonna push that right in there. Perfecto. And now my last step is I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna look at my piece, get her standing straight and make sure, is she pretty? Yes, she's pretty. She's been pretty for 5 minutes already, maybe 10. She is so pretty. And I'm gonna take my last piece of eucalyptus and you look at your piece and see where you've got a little hole. And wherever that is, that's where you're gonna put this. Okay, and just make sure you hear it crunch into the foam and bend it. And we are done. She turned out beautiful, Blue Merinos. You gotta try one. All right, I'm gonna see you next time, and I can't wait for you to make one just like this. I'll see you next time, and you can have fun with flowers and come join us in